Fire Foxy Lady. I wrote Foxy Lady, and Dan put Fire, so it made Fire Foxy Lady. A weird question, but what browser do you guys use? Because I'm under the assumption that everyone in the entire world uses Firefox, but I know a lot of people use some of the other up-and-coming browsers like Safari and Chrome. Actually, I shouldn't say up-and-coming because they pretty much match Firefox, and I'm sure that some of you guys have some reasons that they surpass Firefox. In fact, there's some features I like in the other ones that Firefox doesn't have. Although it might get soon, because I know it's going to be entering 4. Does anyone still use Internet Explorer? Some of you might be using it and know that there's a lot of slack about it. You know, you're going to get mauled, and you might be saying, I use Internet Explorer, but I don't even know if there's any buts anymore. What version are they on anyway? Like 10? I don't know. I use Firefox. I wanted to start today by saying that I got some really interesting discussions going on, really interesting stories about the doctors yesterday. I think one of the things that I should probably mention more, and don't mention, is the stuff that happens the day before, because a lot of times, maybe not all the time, but a lot of times I leave you guys with questions to answer, and you all do a very good job of answering them. Sometimes there's upwards of like 50 comments, and I may not talk the succeeding day about what happened the previous day, but I do read all the comments, so I want you to be aware that I always read everything, and especially yesterday there was a lot of good stories that I got to read. Some of you may be wondering about my ear, and I don't really have anything new to report. It kind of feels like I'm going in and out of the sickness. Like, sometimes I have the pressure and sometimes I don't, but I'm still continuing to use the eardrops several times a day. I'm hoping it does something. But if it doesn't do anything by the weekend, I'm probably going to have to go back to the doctor. I'd really be lying if I said I had anything to talk about today, because I don't. And I'm sure I could come up with something. And I'm sure you guys have already went off on a tangent about browsers, but I just really don't have much to talk about. It's been kind of lonely here, of all things. Lonely. Yes, lonely in the dorm. Alex is gone, as you knew, but Taylor actually hasn't been around all that much. Taylor is gone almost every single night working on a group game design project, so it's just me and Dan. And I love Dan. Me and Dan are good buddies. It's kind of weird not having the other two guys around. Luckily for us, and probably for you guys, Alex gets back on Saturday at some point. Not sure if it's in the morning or at night, so sometime soon, you'll see Alex again. Oh, one thing I could do is update you guys on some stuff that's been going on related to some of my projects, because you guys generally like to hear about my projects. The Kazam thing was probably a pretty big deal. I know a lot of you guys like that. One of the things that's very interesting is that Phoenix Beyond is finishing up. Phoenix Beyond is actually due for his class March 8th, which is like a few days away. So we're really close to finishing Phoenix Beyond. It might be a few more days before you guys get to see it, but that's a big deal. Phoenix Beyond is almost done. I'm actually starting another project right now for the editing class where I have to make a trailer for a movie. And I figured what better movie to choose than my favorite movie of all time, which is, do you guys know, maybe not? Well, it's Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. I don't know why, but ever since I was a kid, I just fell in love with that movie. I watched it literally like 100 times. It's the only movie that I know inside and out. I know every single line of dialogue in that movie. Really. I'll try not to go on about the movie too much, because I'm pretty sure I've covered that in the vlog before. That's pretty much all I have to tell you guys today. I just really want you to get excited over Phoenix Beyond, and to some extent my trailer, but I don't think my trailer is going to change you as much as the Kazam thing did. That was quite a work of art. The last thing I'm going to leave you guys with is what today's vlog was going to be. I don't know if you guys realize it, but sometimes the vlog was going to be about something completely different. Sometimes a lot of extra footage is shot. But I try to edit it down to, if I can, one subject, so I usually just leave out a bunch of other stuff. But sometimes we just screw up and forget to film things that would be relevant to the story of the day. So take a look at these clips, because this is what the vlog should have started as. Me and Dan are the only ones here, over and over and over again. In fact, as you know, Alex is gone because he's in San Francisco. But the bigger problem that's been happening is that Taylor has been over in Montgomery Hall doing game design projects with multiple people. And probably since Alex has been gone, he's been here like one time for dinner. So it's just me and Dan eating dinner. And we have a really hard time deciding what to eat because so many of our things that we cook has to be for 4 people. You can't really cut down the servings. One of the best things that we do is the chicken, for the chicken sandwiches. And we also do, lately, these salmon burgers, which are really good, and we want to have these tonight. The problem is we don't have any buns. And we're not using bread. Have you ever had a chicken bread sandwich? I did the other night. It was not very good. The ranch kind of seeped through, and it was very gross. So we got to go buy some buns. Taking an adventure. What up, suckers? We got bread! Yeah! That was like the most anticlimactic thing ever. It's like, we're going on an adventure. And then we're in the parking lot, and I'm like, hey, did we forget to film when we were in the store? And we're like, oh, poop. This isn't going to be very exciting.